revisiting all these people's stories in this coherent fashion, that they all came together and gave their formal opening statements and presentations in a very formal, concise manner, is just phenomenal. To have all these people in one room at the same time. And what I'm getting from it, ultimately, is that everyone is understanding the same thing. And what that thing is that this is a planetary situation, and our society is on the border of being ready for this kind of information, and beyond the information, ready for what it actually implies when it comes to the level of technology and responsibility that comes with that technology that our civilization is going to have if this information is and when it is disclosed. And so I feel like all the researchers who've been in this field of researching for 30, 40, 50 years all understand that critical point. I think it's good that we're bringing about this information in a way where people can talk about the whole UFO ET thing from more of a just listening to everyone's stories. They're all normal people. These are people who have families and live their lives, like all of us, day-to-day life, on the surface of the earth, and they have amazing stories. And I know a lot of us out there have amazing stories, and we need to share them. You really need to share them at this time, because now is the time. By you sharing your stories, it really stimulates and causes ripples beyond what we can see, and it changes the discussion over time, and ultimately will lead to one thing. It will lead to everyone being on one accord, on one same page, and so I'm totally glad once again to be participating in this particular phase of it. And I just tell you guys, you guys watch this, there's going to be some amazing information in here. It's an honor to participate in editing and sharing his one of his last messages, which I feel is so packed with truth. It's just an honor to participate and have edited this and sharing this out with the public. And I think that it really holds a really true message that we really need to listen to. And I think it gives us, from his age of wisdom, it gives us more of a, what I like to focus on is more of a triangulated perspective. So instead of him saying, the government versus the people or some type of thing like that, his perspective is very simple, very common sense, very process oriented. And if you watch the video, you'll see that what he states is full of so much love. He says, every civilization in their scientific development, which is really just an expression of their awareness of their environment, planetarily speaking, they go through a nuclear age. Some civilizations experience a speed bump there, and that speed bump could look like people gone, right? But as he says every civilization goes through this period where they can either make it through the nuclear age or necessarily not at that particular time. And I think that's just so powerful, because he's saying that these other beings, other planetary civilizations who have the level of sophistication intellectually to be able to travel from planet to planet, or star system to star system, or multiverse to multiverse, etc., they surpass their nuclear age. So that's a level of intelligence right there. Not just intellectual intelligence, but emotional intelligence. The fact that you don't want to blow up your neighbor. That's pretty emotionally intelligent. And so he points that out, that that's actually the message that they're showing us. By showing us, look, hey, we can just disappear like that. We can accelerate from 0 to 100,000 miles per hour immediately, instantaneously, with no sound and no need for any big rocket or flames coming out the back, or etc. And what they're saying is that they survived this particular period that we're going through, called the nuclear age, and using that as hope and inspiration, that obviously, guys, with developing and cultivating and refining ourselves intellectually and emotionally, we can escape the duality of blowing people up, get more towards a triangulated perspective, and survive this nuclear age, and be in the scriptures, as they call it, in all the scriptures, they call it being stewards of the universe. And so, curators, in other words. We can be a planetary civilization once again. And we're just going through that process right now of understanding how to process our reality. So Jesse said it all in his video, and I felt his energy here with this, man. While we were editing this, it was just great, man. His message was so universal, and he just encapsulated it all, and even at the end, just so powerfully stated, it's not about if disclosure as far as, someone coming out. Like he said, he didn't care if it happened before he passed away or not. He already knows it for himself. Now that is the powerful part, And once again, a note on disclosure. Disclosure is a process. It's not something that happens overnight. This is the process of disclosure. You listening right now and doing what you do in your life is the process of what we're calling disclosure. This is a process of uplifting our consciousness, becoming more aware, and developing more emotional and intellectual intelligence. Okay? And so this is something that is inevitable, and that is a natural process. This is not a war. It seems to be a war, but it's a natural process that we're going through right now as what seems to be a species. And so it's a one-way path. We're all going to make it through this, and thank you, Jesse, for your beautiful message, and blessings to the Marcel family.